Hello Craftaholics, and welcome back to my studio. And if this is your first time here, it is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Peggy. Welcome to my studio. And if you wouldn't mind just taking a quick second to click on that red subscribe button down below, I would greatly appreciate it. So today I'm kicking off my Craftmas in July week with finishing up cards 11 to 15 in Kendra's card challenge. And if you don't know what that is, Kendra, and I will link the introductory video for this quarter below. She shows you how to take six by six pieces of cardstock and turn it into at least 15 greeting cards. And it's a pretty cool idea, actually. I will admit, I just discovered it last month, but I'm hooked. So I'll be making those. And when you sign up for the card challenge, you get a PDF, a multiple page PDF, showing templates on how to cut each sheet of paper down, what card each goes to, and then sketches for the cards. So and there's prizes to be won and whatnot, and it's really, really fun. So I highly advise that you join it. You won't regret it, I promise. But like I said, today we're gonna work on 11 to 15 so I can get my cards done in time. I'm going to be using the same adhesives and the same sticky gems that I've been using in the past two videos, which I will also link below in case you missed them. So let's get started. Let me put on some eyes. I have new eyes. They look black, but they're not. They actually, oh, you can't see it really well. They actually, I don't know if you can see it. Come on, let's go into focus. They have flowers all over. I like it. Anyway, I got them at Michael's, in case you're wondering. Odd place to find glasses, but I did. Okay, let's get started with number 11. And this is the sketch that I have to follow. So, let's see. And for next month, it's the same sketches for 3 months in a row. So it'll be July, August, September will all be the same sketches. And I think, though, instead of doing 3 videos with 5 cards, because it ends up being about an hour long, even no matter how prepared I am, I think I'm going to cut it down to like 3 cards in a video, just to kind of make them a little bit shorter, if that's, if nobody objects to that. Okay. So here are all of my pieces that I have cut out. And now this one shows a little ribbon and a bow. But what I did, I cut a bow out of some of the coordinating cardstock. And I don't remember what side I was using. I think I was going to use that side. And I also cut a piece of paper cardstock to use as the string for the bow. So I'm not using any actual string, I think, on any of these last 5. Just because I find it to be a little bit easier for myself. Okay, I'm going to put my base aside. I always work off of my base. In case you make a mistake, it's a lot easier to just fix that than go cut a whole new base and everything else. So I advise always, reaching for my glue, always just working off of your base and then attaching everything. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I'm not going to get any of these any lift out of them, mainly because I got that bow piece going over the top. So I am just going to glue this piece down. And if you do join the challenge, I highly advise using double-sided paper, because there are some cards, and you'll see in, I believe it was the last video, somewhere you flip part of it up so you reveal the back of it. I mean, there are ways around it, but it's a lot better if you use double-sided. It just makes it a lot easier. And then how we're going to have this is this piece is going to go here. Then we have this piece and this piece. And then those two. So let me glue down I hope everybody is doing well. And I'm being a little quiet. I'm trying to listen because it sounds like we're getting a thunderstorm outside. And we actually had one pass through around 2:30 this morning, and power went out. And not good. but I hope, are you all doing a lot of Christmas in July or Craftmas in July projects? I'd like to know. Let me know down in the comments below what you're working on. Okay, there are those. Now the first piece is this one. As you can see, some of them I'm using one side or the other for when I cut them down. It was, for some reason, I really struggled. This is, let me see. This is the paper that I'm using. Sorry, I should have shown you that before. It's Echo Park Gnome for Christmas. And for some reason, I had a bit of a struggle with it. Picking out my papers. I don't know why. I just had a hard time with reverse sides and whatnot. And it was kind of driving me a little bonkers. But it's all good. It's all good now. Okay. Then we have this one. It goes right about there. And then we have this. Just a little black tag. And you are given, with making the cards, Kendra does give you a bit of a lenience as to where things can go and whatnot. This looks a little bit bigger than on the sketch, but it's all good. Anything that is black, white, or gray is your discretion of color or pattern. And you can also, and you notice, and I think in the last video, I think 2 of them, I changed the orientation of the card just because it worked for my paper better. So, then we have this piece. But the hardest part of the whole challenge is cutting everything out and figuring out what you want where and everything. And that takes the longest to fix and set up. So, and something like this, instead of just gluing them straight down, you could put some papers under it to bulk it up a little bit to make everything even. But these are pretty flat, and I really think it's fine this way, honestly. And then this last one is going to go and sit kind of right there. I like the wood background against everything else. I thought it looked really, really well. Looked good that way. Okay, now I've got my bow. And I'm thinking that for the string, I might use the green. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? That kind of gets lost on there, I think, a little bit. Okay, I'm going to do green, the green side across. And then I'm going to use that side for the bow. But I'm going to actually sit it over more over here, so it's not overlapping the white on the white so much. So all I'm going to do is put a little bit and if I miss any, I can always add more glue. It's not a big deal if I miss a spot. Okay. It is trying to twist on me. There we go. So let's lay this part down nicely. There we go. And I know it's not straight. There we go. Let's get a little bit of glue right under here. And I'm using barely art glue, so it will dry clear. And this little guy ended up a little bit crooked, but it's okay. It is okay. Okay, then I'm going to glue this down. Like I said, I'm going to move it over a little bit more than it's supposed to be, but I'm only putting some glue in the middle. There we go. Just a little bit that way. And now, these are cutter bee scissors, really, really good for detail work. But I'm just going to turn that over and clip off my little hanging ends there. Now, if you were actually using string to do something like that, you would just wrap it around the back and attach it to the back of the car, of this panel. That's the best way to do that. But since I'm just using paper, there's no point. But okay, I'm going to make sure which way my card base is opening. And let me glue this down. I really hope everything is filming okay, because my monitor that I watch, it's not caught up to me yet. It's a little bit behind what I'm doing. I never caught up. Okay. Hopefully everything is recorded okay. Because I can't do this video again because I don't have any more paper to use. But anyway. Okay, so there is card number 11. I like it a lot. I'm going to put it up over here. Let me put that in there. Okay. We have number 12. All right, let me real quick put my pin back in here. There we go. Just in case everything decides to... Oh, you know what? Wait. Do we need anything added onto here? It's one of those days. Sorry, guys. I'm having like a mental meltdown, I think, today. The only thing I'm going to do, because it's very busy as it is, right in the middle of that bow, I'd like to put, yeah, it's not too big. I'm going to put one of these. These are from Michael's. It's one of the bigger gems, just right in the middle of the bow. So give it a little something there. But otherwise, I mean, I think it's awfully busy. And I don't think it really needs anything else on it. So, okay. Now, number 11 is done. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? Okay, number 12. This just means any shape in that area. So, let me pull my pieces out again. And these shapes are from, I'm trying to remember what die set I got these out of. I will have to look, and I will, if I can remember, I will put it in the description box. It was something that I got at Michael's. I think it was a lantern, and it had greenery with it. I will look that up and share it with you guys. But, so this card, let's put this one aside. I think I made a boo-boo. No, I did not. Okay. I got myself confused there for a second. Okay. This one, there is no base. Like no base layer. This goes directly on the card. And we have this one that goes this way. And then we have this that goes here. Then we have this piece. There's a lot of crisscrossing on this one that goes this way. And then for the sentiment piece, I actually embossed it with the folder I've been using, which is like holly, leaves and berries. We have that one that goes there. And for sentiment, I cut out using a round die that has some stitching to it, just for one of the cards. So that's going to be my sentiment. And I don't always add a sentiment to cards like I did on the last one. Sometimes I just choose not to. I think it's personal preference. And then these, I'm going to arrange these somehow on the side. So, I hear the thunder starting. This isn't good. If that happens, I may have to pause the video and come back a little bit later and finish it. We'll see what happens. But, let's glue down. Aren't those, they're gorgeous, aren't they? I love those, the poinsettias. And don't correct me, you can say poinsettia or poinsettia. I prefer poinsettia, that's how I was raised. Okay, always, again, make sure where your card is opening. Okay. So that layer down first. I really like the wood grain a lot, actually. Let's see. And again, I'm just gluing these in. I'm not giving these any dimension. Mainly because of the one piece, these having to layer on there. I just thought it might be a little bit easier this way. Let me go down just a little bit more. Here we go. Okay. Then we have this piece coming across. I may give the berries, and there may be a little bit of lift. There will be with the greenery, but I just wanted to make these base layers basically a little bit flatter. Okay. Then this one comes in here. Like I said, if you join the challenge, you get printouts on how to cut everything, all these pieces, to make them work. So it's pretty awesome, actually. Now this, I'm not sure if I want to move it over to the side. You know, I think I will because of my greenery coming in. I'm not going to center this. I'm going to kind of move it to the side. But it will be, and this is going to drive my husband crazy when he sees me do this. Like me, I like things very symmetrical. It really bothers my eye. But for this, I really think it needs to be just a little bit off center. Kind of like that. Does that look straight? I think it does. Okay. Okay. Sorry I'm not talking much, guys. I have a really, really bad headache right now. But I wanted to get this done and not waste any time. So we're going to do it up a little bit there. Okay, and again, you could put a little bit of paper under just to bump it up if you wanted to. But, okay, so there is my base layers, basically. And then I was thinking of doing something like those there. Well, that's where they're going to be. Let me glue those down. And I'm only gluing down the center. So that these pieces are all kind of loosey-goosey. So what I'm doing, my glue is going down basically just the center there. Okay, let me kind of get this. Go. Just they have a little bit of movement to them. Okay, now all of these I just cut out of papers from the pack. Actually, everything I've used almost. Well, I do. I actually think I've used everything I've used has been out of the pack, honestly. Now I can just do. I'm not sure. And then there's the red berries. I'm thinking maybe doing, I don't know. I'm wondering if it might be a little much with those and these. Let's see. You know, I do think it's a little, I think it's a little much with these. So I don't think I'm going to use them. So what I'm going to do, again, I'm just doing a line of glue down the middle. I'm just going to attach one of them there. that one kind of there. Now you can always sneak in and bump these up a little bit with some foam tape if you wanted to. Let me see. I may still do that. I'm not sure. That's a little too thick. So let me try to cut some of the foam. There we go. No, I don't want that big pair of scissors. Okay. Use my little Tim Holtz here. Just cut that down a little bit. Just because you can see that. Just going to put those right there like that. You know, I think I'm going to take a little bit of tape, and I've got it on the end of a Pegi tool. Well, first let me try to get that backing off. Goodness. All right. If it will cooperate, I've got it on the back of my little Pegi tool, and I'm just going to kind of slide it under there just to give a little lift on those ends. You don't need a lot, just a little bit. Enough to just sneak under there and just lift it up a little bit, just to give some dimension. Yeah, I know I'm going about it all wrong. You guys are probably yelling, what are you doing? You're messing it up. Yeah. There we go. And there is number, well, let's see. Wait. Number 12. I'm thinking in the middle, if you can see on my berries, there's the little indents. Then I'm going to try and put, let me put this in here first. Put that aside. I'm going to try and put some smaller gems in there, I think. I think the bright red ones might be a little much. Let's see. But maybe not. We'll do the bright red. What the heck, right? I'm just going to use the small ones. And these I get on Amazon. And I know I linked them in the first video. But if I can remember, I will also try to link them in this one. There we go. And I think that's adorable. Okay, there we go. Number 12. I'm going to put that aside. And again, let me plug this just for a second in the glue. Again, my my monitor is behind me. It's a little slower. Okay, this is number 13. And again, it gives in any shape. Let me move it down a little bit so you can see it. There we go. Okay. And this one is not blank. I put everything inside. Because again, we've got a bow. So once again, I have cut out a bow and a little strip of paper for the bow. And a couple of words that I might be using for my sentiment. I'm going to be using one or the other, not sure yet. But this is another one where everything is put right onto the back. So, okay. All right, guys, I'm going to pause for a minute because the storm is getting a little bit louder. I'll be right back. Okay, back again. So where were we? Okay, so this piece is going to go here. My fingers are not working. Okay. Then it has a few layers to it. So I chose to do it this way. Now I did not emboss this piece because it's going to be mainly covered up anyway. So I left it unembossed, which I think is fine. But they're going to be up at the top. And then we have pieces that fit around it. And this goes at the bottom. So let me move those aside. Okay. First thing I want to do is get these pieces layered up. And again, I hope it's recording okay because my monitor, I don't know why it's acting so slow today. It never does. Well, it does it on occasion, but it never sticks like this badly. Okay. And I chose black as an accent color just because I think it makes everything else like pop really well. And it also complements the color that I did my sentiments and will help them to pop also. Okay, there's the black. And again, the white. Make sure they're all pretty well centered. Now this I am going to finish, even though there's no like base piece on here, I'm going to finish all these before I put it over, and then I'll add the other. Just because it's easier, again, to line it up this way than going great, you know. So, okay, so we have, this one is here. Then we have, this one goes there. And then we have these around it. And then I have green for up here. I wonder, maybe, you know what, maybe we'll do it this way. Does that look better? No, I think I like it that way. But let me get this one down first. Okay. Give a starting point to all of this. Okay. Then I can also put this one down. Oh, goodness gracious. Can you believe we're already getting near, like, the end of July? What in the world? It's crazy. And it is so warm. As anybody else, it's kind of funny doing Craftmas in July here. But, I mean, where I am at, we've already been over the hundreds. But I was actually looking, this one is definitely going up here. I saw a video earlier today, and in Death Valley, California, it has hit, and this is the God's truth, in the 130s. On July 18th, it was 131 degrees there. Why? Why do people leave it? Why? Okay. These are my two in question. Sorry, guys, a little gnat just flew by. You know, I think I'm going to do them that way because it kind of hurts my eye when this one is over here. So, I don't find it very aesthetically pleasing. So I think we're going to go this way. And you just want to give yourself, when you're doing something like this, just the same amount as well as you can of border, like the white border around everything. And it will always be fine. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now for my any shape, I'm actually going to use this white snowflake. And I'm not going to bump it up either because It's just, it's too see-through. And I think it would get really, really confusing looking. But I am going to, there we go, plop it. And I will put something in the middle of it. I just want to make sure it's all nice and centered. And it looks good. Okay. And then I'm not sure, and I should have cut these out using adhesive on the back, but I don't know if I want Believe or, yeah, Believe I think looks better than the Jolly. I don't know. What do you think? I wish I could hear you guys right now. Let's see. You know what? I think we'll go with Jolly. I like it. Okay. So all I'm going to do now, I should have put some adhesive on the paper before I cut it out. But I honestly didn't have my sheets of adhesive until after I cut these out. So, but if you guys want to learn how to better cut out die cuts, like in preparation for, adding adhesive and things like that, let me know. Because I really don't mind doing a video on it. I would enjoy that, actually. Okay, so there is Jolly. It may not be in the exact center, but it's close. Okay. Now, again, making sure where your card is opening up, because, yes, I had made that mistake. I've told you guys before. And don't lie, you guys have done it too. At least once. And this is actually very substantial at this point with all the layers. Okay, then I'm going to just center that. Giving myself equal border again around. Okay. And then my last pieces, I have another one of this. And then I have the black strip that goes down the middle, and then the bow. So let me... See, once you have everything cut out, and I mean, this is even good practice for just making regular greeting cards. If you're doing, get everything cut out and ready, and then assemble everything at once. And when you're prepped, it's kind of like mise en place from the kitchen, getting everything ready before you start cooking. Same thing. And it makes it go so much quicker and once you put your finger in the glue. And so much easier. Put my black down there in the middle. I just really like the way the black helps to punch everything up. And if you're worried about getting it in a straight line, you can always, okay, I'm going to reach again, and I'm sorry guys. Okay. You can always take a ruler and put it down. Come on, Tim Holtz. Okay. And I put it the wrong way. Like this, and make sure that it's lined up straight. And you can, you can also use, this is Fabri-Tac, to give a little more wiggle room in case you're worried about it, and then you can just kind of move it around until you're happy with it. Okay. This one, it's showing the string, again, a string going around, but again, you would attach it, you would attach it to these pieces before you glue it down to wrap it around the back. But again, I'm just using the paper. Go. And it's showing it right up against the top. Which I'm just kind of sliding it to get it even. Scraping up some of that extra glue that landed down there. Okay, now I'm going to cut this right off. Just like I did on the other card. Always do it from behind. You'll get a much more accurate cut. And then this piece is just going to go right over there. And again, I just put glue in the middle of the back. And I'm going to just glue it down right there like that. Okay. Now for some embellishments. Let me put my pin back in my glue. Okay, I need to get another glue stopper. I have to find online. I have to buy one. Anyway, okay. So now we need some pieces on here to zhuzh it up a bit. And I'm going to put another one of these nice deep red ones right in the middle of that bow. I think it's a good size for the bow, actually. Let me put that aside. Let me put my other ones. I'm going to take just a plain silver one and put it right there in the middle of my snowflake. And I think what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to glue down the arms of the snowflake as well. I should have done this beforehand. Because I want to put some gems. And this snowflake, I actually cut it out. It's a background die for Christmas. And I actually just cut the portion of it out that had the snowflake. That's why this has a little nub on it that I didn't get all the way off. We'll see if I can fix that real quick. I may not be able to. Kind of fix it a little bit. There we go. Okay. Let me put the... Where's my pin? Oh, where's my pin? There it is. It's terrifying losing the pin for your glue, let me tell you. Because they are actually made out of stainless steel. And I have a hard time finding them. Replacements, like if you just buy it in the store. I'm going to use a small size. It's hard to find a stainless steel long pin. You can buy them. I mean, Barely Art actually sells them. You can buy. I think they have like a set of like 6 or something pins. Replacement pins. For just a couple bucks. Not very much. Okay. It's very rainy here in Texas today. Okay. Go. And then for the jolly, since I do not have the dot, it got lost in translation, I'm just going to use a black gem on top of the J for the jolly. So there is card number 13. I like it. I think it's adorable. And you can add other designs if you want, and add other embellishments to it. When you make cards like that, it's fine. I'm just doing what I like. You do what you like. That's how it works. Anyway, sorry, that got a little weird. I apologize. Now she does have some like this one where it shows the 3 dots, and that is where you put like 3 gems. That's a suggestion. Well, it should be there. Not everybody does it. I try to follow everything, but you can always add your own little bits and other embellishments and things to it. So, okay. This one, tiny little piece. This one I did emboss again with my little holly leaves and berries. I did emboss that piece. And again for the bow, I just cut one out again out of paper. Okay, so for this one, again it's going right on. We're going to have these pieces. And then this piece. And then this piece with my sentiment emblem thing. So, let me glue all of these together first. My glue is getting a little temperamental. I had to remember today after this video to go ahead and clean my glue nozzle, which that is something that you should do on a regular basis. Like each day when you're done crafting. Oops, it's a little bit longer than that. You should always clean the nozzles of your glue. And what I do is I take everything apart like this. I mean, I just take the whole top off and I clean everything out in there. And I also, on a Barely Art bottle, this also, on the needle part also untwists. I clean everything in warm soapy water. I put a regular cap back. I keep the regular cap, put that back on here, but clean everything out. It's a good practice to do. I mean, sometimes, okay, I forget, like everybody, I'm just human. But I try to remember, and it is a good practice to keep. And that way, everything will always remain nice and clean and ready when you're ready to sit down and craft. Okay. And then the last piece is going to be black with the white. I'll do it that way. And this may take a little more glue just because it is, when you have something that's embossed, sometimes the glue will go in the ridges instead of where you need it to be. So you might need a little more glue. But be careful when you're pressing. You don't want to ruin any of your embossing. You don't want to push it all down. So there is that. And this one is also going to have this little piece up in the corner. So we put that up there now. And it's just on the white part. There we go. And then my sentiment, which I think I'm just going to put it like that. Yeah, I think I'll put it there. Isn't that cute? I'm merry and I'm gnome. Anyway. Okay. I like these gnomes. I think they're adorable. Although I did see something where somebody was calling them gnomes and they were corrected saying that the ones like this where you can't see the eyes, that it's a gunk. And I looked it up and it's actually true. Like the outdoor gnomes, like where you can see the whole face, that's a gnome. This is a gunk. I don't know. I still call them gnomes. Whatever. But so sue me. But Now this is off just a little bit, so I just want to trim this. Okay. Alrighty. Now this is gonna go. And I know I haven't used really a lot of foam tape or anything to bump stuff up. Just because these, for some reason, for me, they don't work that, these designs in these cards, I can't really find the right place to use it. If you know what I mean. It's just, let me check that because I thought that was a little bit longer. I'm using my Tim Holtz trimmer to cut these, and I'm still not really used to it. It's not an easy trimmer to use for like getting precision. For me, I'm really struggling with it. But so that's why some of my cuts are a little bit off. And if you can, like, you see the white edges, if that bothers you, by all means, go ahead and ink. You can definitely ink these up to cover that in a matching color, if that really bothers you. Okay. This is cute, isn't it? I like it. She comes up. I mean, like I said, this is only my second month of doing Kendra's Card Challenge, but I haven't seen a design repeated or even anything like another design repeated yet, which I think is interesting. This, I may put a little bit of foam under that corner, just because it's like 3 up, you know what I mean? So let me get a little bit of foam tape just for under that part right there. Go. And we got all of our things from Arizona, from storage. But all of my supplies are still in our new storage. And I really, well, come on. It's, okay, you know, I'm just going to use my fingers. I was trying to be all nice and polite. I'm just going to use my fingers. I may not be able to. But I have reverse tweezers that would work a lot better for this. There we go. And that makes it, from the side even, just a little more even with everything. Because there's that. But the reverse tweezers would be perfect, trying to get those in there. But mine are in storage. I actually do have another pair on order from scrapbook.com. And I will have those soon. Now I'm just going to move this down a bit since I put my sentiment lower than it should be, actually. Because this is supposed to kind of go right, well, I guess it can go right over it. In that part right there. But this is also going to need, I think, some foam to prop it up a bit. Otherwise it's going to kind of bow down since it's up a few levels there. So, but I'm going to do the smart thing this time. I'm going to put some there. And then I'm going to glue it down, then I'm going to put a piece under there. So I want to make sure I get it in the right place. So let me put my glue on first. Let me unpeel, I almost said unpeel this. That doesn't make any sense now, does it? And it's hanging over just a little bit. I didn't get it on there perfectly, darn it. No. And what we're going to do, put that down there nice and straight. Okay. Then I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to cut that little excess off. There we go. I'm going to take a smaller piece of foam tape. Put that under that edge. There we go. Okay, and then the only other thing is my bow, which again, I'm just going to stick it down in the middle. Right there. Okay. And again, I put my pin in my glue. Sorry if I kind of seem like I'm a little scatterbrained today. I do apologize. But like I said, I've got a headache too, and it's a rough day. But I wanted to get these out for you guys. I wanted to get these done. Just like in the other ones there. And the only thing we're going to do on his little, right on the end, he's got the little pom-pom on the end of his hat. I'm going to take, these have like these have the little Aurora Borealis kind of ones too, like with all the colors. I'm going to put one of those right on his hat for his pom-pom. I don't know if you can see the different color, but it's really, really cute. Now this is the one that also calls for up here. And I am actually going to use black to match the back there. But let's see, instead of these big ones, we're going to go with these. I think there's one. And a piece of hair. There we go. Ugh. And sorry, but if you see any glue and stuff, like, I've got stuff stuck to my mat. I haven't been able to clean it off yet, so I do apologize for that. Okay. Now, you can also add more if you wanted to. Like you could add snowflakes or something there, but I'm going to keep it like that. I like it. I think it's adorable. Okay, that was number 14. I'm doing a little bit better. I know it's already 15 minutes, and I'm sorry. That's why, if you guys don't object, it's gonna be shorter videos with less cards. Okay, this is our last one for this month, and for this month of the challenge. And again, like I said, the challenges go on. It's quarterly. So it'll be the same sketches for July, August, and September, just using different paper packs. So, and again, I cut out my Merry and Bright with the stitching for my sentiment, which it's for any shape, but that's what I decided to use. Okay, there's my card base. Let me put that over there. Again, the black, and again, it is embossed. I just love that embossing folder. I don't know where I think I got it on Amazon. I'm gonna have to look and see for you guys. Let's see. Let's glue this down first. Okay, my glue is acting up. I'm gonna switch to, it decided to clog up on me there a little bit. I am switching to Fabri-Tac. It's just in a Sugar Bell bottle, because I have a problem. If you guys have been around a while, you know I have problems with my hands. And come on, baby, it doesn't want to come out either. And Sugar Bells are really, because they're made for icing. I'm just trying to shake the air bubble up a bit and get some glue down there. They're a lot easier to squeeze than a regular bottle, and this is kind of jammed as well. I have not been taking good care of my glue. Ugh. Like I said, it doesn't want to come out either. And I did clean this one. Apparently not well. Come on, baby. Okay, we're coming out a little bit better now. Okay. Okay, center that on. And I know I should have checked this bottle too before I started to record, but it was working fine. Anyway, this piece is going to go here, but it's also getting some of these on it. Let's see if I remember. We're going to do E and F, I believe. Yes. Okay. And again, for some reason, it's a little, they seem to be cut a little bit big. No, they're going right to the end. Okay. So I'm going to start gluing these down. I'm going to line it right up at the end, but center it on the black. Okay. Then once that one is down, it's a lot easier to line up the rest of them. Let's do this one next. But that's, for me, like I said earlier, like picking the papers, with this one, it was a little challenging, trying to think at the end, like putting them together, like what's going to look good together, are these going to go? But you can also, I mean, if need be, you can cut out other, like from a different piece, if it's just not working with your design, you know, with the design. But there we go. Okay. Let me put the cap on that. And I will link these bottles, because I've actually used other glues in them as well. I will link them below to Amazon. And most of my links are affiliate links, which means I make a really small commission. It's of no cost to you at all. if you click and use my link to purchase your product. So, and it does help me out some. Okay. So then let's put this one down. And this is going to line up kind of like right there. And then we have our shape. It was like a 2.5 to 3 inch shape. I think I actually used a 3-inch die for this one to get as much of it as I could. And it is going to go right there. Okay. Now this one, I think we're going to dress it up a little bit with some gems and things, just because it's a little more on the plain side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these tiny red ones and put them over the berries that are already on the little card. Come on. I mean, it's got the little dots on it are different sizes, but this is good as well. I'm just going to put 2 there because 2 cover all 3 of them. Might be a little bit too much there. Just to zhuzh it up a little bit. Now, you know what? Let's do 3. Okay, we will do the 3. Flip over. I'll do 3 on each. And I think that's all it really needs. I don't think it needs a whole heck of a lot more. I mean, you could go all out and add all kinds of things. We might add, let's see. Over on this side, because it's kind of bare a little bit. Let's do another big one. There you go, just a little bit there. And I think that is good. And then make sure the card is opening the right way. Get my glue again. I let it sit the wrong way. And if you use Fabri-Tac, it has one of the weirdest properties I think of it is when your bottle is about half full, it is the hardest stuff to get to comply. It gets really like thick and goopy, but as soon as you add more to it, it goes right back to being normal. It's very odd, but just a little Fabri-Tac hint there. All right, so we have number 15, number 14, 13, I really like this one, number 12, number 11. And that does it for this month's Kendra's Card Challenge for me. And if you enjoyed this video, again, please subscribe if you haven't already. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with a crafty friend. And I will see you tomorrow for day 2 of Craftmas in July week. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.